Thinking of buying a house and want a really low interest rate? Owning has a special for home purchases, where Owning pays all your closing costs, and the rate in APR is an unheard of 1.875% for a 15-year fixed mortgage with 20% down. This is the craziest low rate for a mortgage with no closing costs that Owning has ever done. 1.875% rate in APR. Heck, we're almost paying you to live in a new house. Call 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com to see if you qualify for this crazy low 1.875% rate. That's a fixed rate loan at 1.875% with no closing costs. Call 833-2-OWNING now, because 1.875 could go away at any time.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Offer assumes the use of lender's choice escrow and title services. Call 833-858-0066 for terms and conditions.
That's 833-2-OWNING or owning.com. 833-2-OWNING or owning.com.
Hi, Little Bob here to let you know that my Bobbycapucci mattresses offer the comfort and quality of a national mattress brand for half the price. No matter your budget, there's a Bobbycapucci Memory Foam Hybrid or Hybrid Plus mattress for you. But don't take it from me. Check them out at mybobs.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is Daily Drop number 436. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the program. Hope that you're all planned out and ready to go for this weekend, and I hope that all of you who celebrate the holiday get to do that with your family. As for me, I might be taking the day off tomorrow, folks. That's right. If I do, it'll be the first one since October 1st of 2019. Carrie has the whole day off tomorrow, so I might just hang out with her all day and goof around and not even bother with even looking at the internet at all tomorrow, the news or anything. So that might be something that occurs. Not too positive one way or the other yet, if that's going to be the case. But either way, there'll be some flashback episodes if I do decide not to pop on. Again, it'll all depend on the news, I guess, right? If there's something that I feel that needs to be discussed, obviously, we'll get to it. But this has been a grind since October of 2019, I'll tell you folks that much. And the day is coming for sure, or multiple days are coming, where there's going to be a nice recharge period for your boy before this trial starts. Because we're about to be in the home stretch, and I don't want this to be one of those situations where I'm just worn the hell down and just worn out by the constant grind. So I'm going to throw a day off in here and there leading up to the trial for sure. So that said, Ghislaine Maxwell, well, she wants to be treated more like Cosby or Weinstein. That's the newest complaint from her legal team. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight on this episode. Is this lady for real? You notice she didn't, her legal team didn't talk about how she should be treated like Keith Raniere, right? Or how she should be treated like R. Kelly, right? Notice she said Cosby and Weinstein. Correct my memory, but didn't both of those guys end up in prison? Didn't both of those guys end up getting convicted of their of the allegations that were brought against them? So yeah, don't worry, your client is going to be treated like Cosby and Weinstein soon enough. Just as soon as she gets her day in front of the court, in front of the jury, and the jurors get a look at how vile and disgusting this all was. Because they'll move the goalposts once that happens, right? Then it'll be, oh, the jury wasn't insert blank enough, or the jury was biased because there were too many white people on the jury. Some inane, BS, nonsensical crap that they'll come up with. And it'll just be consistently and constantly moving the goalposts. And that's what they've done for decades. But this time around, that's not working out for them too well. You see, you eventually run out of field when you move the goalposts. And that's exactly where they have found themselves. There's no field left for them to move the goalposts anywhere else. So all of the crying and the BS and the complaining, guess what? This trial's getting ready to start. If it stays with the July date, and then she'll have her chance to plead her case. She'll have her chance to tell her side of the story. But unlike Weinstein and unlike Cosby, now they're both men of means, there's no doubt about that. Both men have a lot of money. Neither of them had a French passport, however. And that's the kicker, right? Ghislaine Maxwell not only has a French passport, she has an English passport. And she was eluding even a simple summons by the court when they were trying to serve her. So it is a false equivalency to try and use Weinstein or Bill Cosby's sick ass as a marker for the way Maxwell should be treated. Their situations are completely different. Maxwell was involved allegedly in a criminal conspiracy with Jeffrey Epstein, where she acted as not only an abuser, but as an enabler and somebody who groomed these girls to be abused by Jeffrey Epstein. She is alleged to have been involved in a human trafficking operation, okay, with underage girls, countless amount of underage girls. And now she's looking at 8 charges. So no, she's not going to be treated like Cosby or Weinstein. Those guys, they couldn't get out of the country if they wanted to. Everybody recognized those two bozos. Only people who are following this case know who Ghislaine Maxwell is. I mean, that's the way her pals in the legacy media want it, right? But the normal person has no idea who Ghislaine Maxwell is, folks. This article is from the New York Post. Headline: Ghislaine Maxwell says she should be treated like wealthy men Cosby and Weinstein. This article was authored by Rebecca Rosenberg and Gabrielle von Rogue. It sounds, every time we read that name on the podcast, it sounds like one of the X-Men or something, right? Von Rogue. It's a cool-ass last name, Gabriella. If Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby could be released on bail while awaiting trial for sex abuse charges, Ghislaine Maxwell deserves the same treatment, her lawyers argued in a new court filing Thursday. Yeah, because everything's equivalent, right? Because one person, or Cosby and Weinstein in this matter, were bailed, that Maxwell should get it too. And it's laughable at best, okay? While no one's going to sit here and say Weinstein or Cosby were good people, they are not, they were not. Both of them deserve to be in prison for a very, very long time, according to the evidence that we've seen, according to the trials, and according to the jurors. But Ghislaine Maxwell is who we're talking about here. Don't try and pull the old shuck and jive. Don't try and play some kabuki theater with us. The eye is on the ball. We're focused on what's going on here. And you can throw all of the chum in the water that you want. And don't get me wrong, some of the sharks are going to feed. But then you're going to have some of those more shrewd sharks. Some of those sharks that are more interested in going after the live prey. And not the chum that just muddies the water. Attorneys for the accused Jeffrey Epstein Madam, alleged co-conspirator, fellow child abuser, general all-around scuzzbag, filed a motion with the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, requesting it overturn a lower court's decision to reject Maxwell's request for bail 3 times, and treat her the same way as wealthy men. I mean, are they inferring here that the court is being sexist? Is that what they're inferring here? It certainly seems to be the case. And I think that's laughable at best. I mean, Let's take a look at the sentence that Keith Raniere got. Let's talk about Keith Raniere. If you want to talk about an equivalent and an equivalency, let's talk about what happened with Nexium. Let's talk about Keith Raniere. And let's talk about the time he ended up getting for being the head of that organization. That's what we should be talking about if you want to talk about equivalency, Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers. The truth is that wealthy men charged with similar or more serious offenses, that's debatable at best. Human trafficking of children. How many times should we keep repeating that over and over till it sticks in your lawyer's big, fat, thick skulls? The way they try to gloss over what she's being charged with is abominable. It's disgusting and it's gross. The truth is that wealthy men charged with similar or more serious offenses, many of whom have foreign ties, but not foreign passports, okay? That's where, see, it's the word game, right? They like to play word games, these people. And they feel like they're smarter than everybody else, too. So they feel like their word games, that'll get it done. The general public, well, we're just a bunch of morons. A bunch of, average yokels. That's how they look at us, chattel to be moved around on the board. Are routinely granted bail so that they can effectively prepare for trial. Bernie Madoff. Financial crimes, okay? Heinous financial crimes nonetheless, but financial crimes. Harvey Weinstein. Scumbag, no debate for me. If it was up to me, he would have never gotten bail either. I would have had that asshole in jail for the rest of his life. He wouldn't have sniffed free air for the rest of his life if I had my druthers. Bill Cosby, same story. Bill Cosby's another one. Both of these guys are in jail now, though. Let's remember. John Gotti. What? Hold on a minute here. How are you going to add John Gotti to that list? Let's be very clear, okay? The only reason John Gotti ever got out of any trouble was because they intimidated witnesses, folks. All right? It had nothing to do with his lawyer, Bruce Cutler, showing up with a fantastic bail package that knocked the socks off of the judge. The jurors were threatened. John Gotti on this list. Madonna me'd smack you in the head if you put him on this list. What are you, crazy? Mark Dreyer, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, Ali Sadr, Adnan Khashoggi, Mahinder Subhani. The list goes on and on. Attorney David Oscar Marcus argued in the motion for pretrial release. I should have just known that it was David Oscar Marcus making this argument on her behalf, using all of these stupid-ass, sensationalized people's names as if that really moves the ball forward. Bro, you went to Harvard? You sure you didn't go to night school, community college? Maybe we ran into each other. In each case, the court set reasonable conditions of bond, and the defendants appeared, despite similar arguments by the government, that the defendant faced serious charges, or that the evidence was strong, or that he had foreign ties, or that he had great wealth. Look, buddy, okay? First of all, your sexist argument goes right out the window. Every one of the people you named was a man, okay? So if it was so sexist, none of those dudes would be going to jail or would have been in jail, okay? So that argument, right out the window. Get in a different lane with that BS. No one's buying it, okay? Furthermore, John Gotti didn't have a passport to anywhere else, folks, all right? You think John Gotti's hopping on a Southwest flight and heading to the old country? Zero chance. John Gotti was never fleeing anywhere out of the country. Oh, maybe in the country, no doubt. They call that going on the lam. They do that quite a bit, the mafia. But none of these people, besides maybe Khashoggi, I think Khashoggi's probably somebody with such extreme international ties that probably should have been kept in detention, in my opinion. But besides that, their whole argument falls flat. And once again, They blow their own arguments out of the water. I've never seen anything as inept as this. Were these guys on magic mushrooms during debate class in high school? Some people might want to reevaluate their professional decisions. Miss Maxwell is entitled to the same opportunity as male defendants to prepare her defense. Okay, fair. And at the same time, I want to be very clear then. In the sake of being fair and making sure that Maxwell's treated the same way, she should be treated the same way as these male offenders after the fact, when she's convicted. And furthermore, after conviction, I think she should be put on the main line. She should be put in general population, just like her lawyers want, because they're so concerned about her well-being. So let's let her go to general population, and then we can see them flip their whole script and cry about how they want her in protective custody again. Maxwell, 59, has been locked up for over 280 days in nightmarish, jaw-droppingly appalling conditions that are more fitting for Hannibal Lector. Wait up, hold on. I know I'm not the only one who saw the movie Silence of the Lambs. I know I'm not the only one who read the book, The Silence of the Lambs. Is he really trying to equate Maxwell's current prison conditions to those of Hannibal Lecter when he was in the care of Dr. Chilton? You know, when his neighbor next door to him was Miggs? What does that even mean? It's such a ridiculous comparison. I'm not even kidding with you folks. I wouldn't hire this Oscar, whatever the hell his name is, to defend me in a fender bender accident. Never mind defend me in this manner. Holy Toledo. And she should be immediately released so she can adequately prepare for trial before she deteriorates beyond repair, her attorneys argue. Yeah, you mean like all of the other poor people that are in jail that are, having 4 different bail hearings, all kinds of appeals and all kinds of computers in their room, all that stuff. You mean all of them people aren't deteriorating away while they're in jail? Maybe you're confused about what should be going on in jail here. They claim guards wake her up every 15 minutes by shining lights directly into her small cell and subject her to the constant glare of neon lights and intrusive searches, including having hands forced into her mouth in a squalid facility where COVID has run rampant. Oh, give me a break. The COVID excuse again, huh? I can't wait till everyone has the vaccine or whatever, and we can just shut up about the COVID stuff already. Enough, all right? Enough already. The squalid COVID conditions in the New York jail. She didn't catch it. Didn't she get that vaccine, by the way? So what do you mean, the squalid COVID conditions? Once again, shut up, please. These conditions would support a complaint for cruel and unusual punishment for a convicted felon. Miss Maxwell is not one. She is innocent unless and until she is proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. An event which is highly unlikely given the lack of evidence against her, the motion reads. Oh yeah, there's no evidence here. This case is just bupkis. This is a gigantic nothing burger. Oscar Marcus Lindstrom, Midstrom, whatever the hell your name is. Are you guys insane? Are we looking at the same information? Are we processing the same documents? Certainly doesn't seem that way, because these guys are on one right now. Whatever sort of hallucinogenic they're on, whatever sort of rave drug they're on, they better relax before Matt Gaetz wants some of that. Lawyers for the disgraced British socialite, co-conspirator, general all-around scuzzbag, fellow child abuser, the daughter of a billionaire newspaper tycoon, another scuzzbag, also complain that the water at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is often cloudy and is not drinkable, and her food was microwaved with a plastic covering, rendering it inedible. Oh, geez, well, why don't you call some of your friends from Terra Mar and have them pipe you over some fresh water, Ghislaine? And your TV dinner wasn't edible? Well, that's a shock. Don't worry. According to you and your lawyers, you're going to be home free, scot-free soon. And it'll be a lettuce wrap party for you and your $2,500 an hour legal team. She is on suicide watch for no reason. She continues to lose weight. Her hair and her ability to concentrate, the motion states. Again, I think that the conditions in prison are shitty. I'll be the first one to say that. And if these people want to work towards making the prisons a better place after Maxwell's convicted, that's cool. They won't get no back talk from me. But this is the way the rules are on the books as of now. This is how the whole system functions. You're getting a little taste, Ghislaine. You're getting just a little taste of the shit pie that the rest of us have to eat every single waking hour of our lives. Like John McClane said, welcome to the party, pal. Maxwell's attorneys argue she is unable to adequately prepare for trial and review over 2.5 million prosecution pages because she only has access to a gutted computer, which does not have the ability to search, edit, or print. What are your lawyers doing? What's all that money each day doing? Why don't they have their interns or their whatever they're called, the legal clowns that work with them? I forget the name. Anyway, why don't they have those people go through it and curate it for her and put it all in a nice little pile for their client? For that kind of money, you would think they'd be doing that. Instead, they're spending all their time crying, bitching, moaning, and asking for cowboy boots from 2009, whenever. Really? I would be mortified if this was my legal team. They further argue that the case against Maxwell is palpably weak, consisting of anonymous, untested hearsay and accusations. Isn't that what everything is until it's proven in a court of law, you epic morons? Of course it's unproven. Of course they're all just allegations. Until they're not anymore. That only surfaced when a Manhattan federal prosecutors needed a scapegoat after Epstein died in federal custody. You know, that's so disingenuous. Because guess what? Maxwell was gonna get indicted as well. What do you think? Epstein was gonna be the only one who was indicted? Oh yeah, that's it. Epstein's arrested. That's it. The party's over. The investigation's over. He did this all himself. Don't be naive. And don't be a jackass. Because that was not going to occur. Okay? Epstein was getting him arrested, and they were going to build that conspiracy case. Maxwell, Kellen Vickers, all of them. She's not a scapegoat. She's getting what was coming to her for a long time. A full look. And boy, she sure does not like it, does she? On Monday, Maxwell was hit with 2 new sex trafficking charges, based on a 4th woman's allegations that Maxwell recruited her for Epstein when she was just 14 years old. Maxwell's attorneys argued in a filing Wednesday that the timing of the new charges was tactical gamesmanship and could lead to a delay in trial, currently set for July 12th. The appeals court has yet to issue a ruling on the motion. Maxwell has denied any wrongdoing. Well, we'll see what the appeals court has to say, but if history is any guide so far, it's not going to end up well for Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, how many times are you going to appeal these rulings? And how many times is the court going to tell you, get stuffed? As the trial approaches and we get closer to the time, whenever that may be, as of now it's July 12th, but might get pushed back, that is when all of this BS is going to end. And that's when the real lawyering, oh boy, that's when it's going to have to begin. If you'd like to contact me, you can do that at bobbycapucci@protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI @protonmail.com. All of the links that go with this episode can be found in the description box. All right, folks, I hope you all have a great night tonight. And like I said, I am not too sure tomorrow if I will have a a fresh episode or not, or if it'll just be some flashbacks. I guess it'll be the surprise of the Saturday for you, right? It'll be like, you might get a new one, or maybe it'll just be some flashbacks. Who knows? I say that now until tomorrow rolls around and I can't help myself from recording a new episode. So again, we'll play it by ear. We'll see what's up. Hope you all have a great Friday night tonight. Like usual, it being the weekend, I know everybody wants to blow off some steam, things opening up. Please, please, please do not drink and drive. All right, folks, I will talk to you all tomorrow or Sunday.
Let's face it, cyber attackers have the upper hand, and they're only getting more advanced at evading detection, hiding in our environments, often for months without us knowing. It's clear that our reliance on the old model of protection and prevention just isn't enough anymore. Take the SolarWinds Sunburst attack, for example. Many organizations struggled to answer with certainty whether or not they've been compromised, and few had a plan for detection and response. When cyber attackers break past your defenses, ExtraHop enables organizations to respond with confidence. ExtraHop RevealX 360 decrypts all cloud and network traffic for complete visibility across the data center, cloud, and device edge so that you can respond quickly to cyber incidents and prevent a full-scale breach. It's time to take back the upper hand. Learn how ExtraHop stops breaches 84% faster and explore the interactive demo at extrahop.com/podcast. That's extrahop.com/podcast.
Let's face it, when it's time to buy a car, there's only one thing stopping you. It's the moolah, the Benjis, the dough. It's the money. At Driveway, we get it. Not everyone has stacks of cash for a new set of wheels. That's why Driveway partners with more than 25 different lenders to offer financing that works with your budget, not against it. And while it's all totally online, we also have a care center with financial experts ready to help you find the scratch you need to land the car of your dreams. That's Driveway. All credit applications are subject to approval. Head to driveway.com today.